That's right. We got two very special guests, Kelly, and we're talking about today.
Yes, we're talking about, it's baby fever time, Sway, and we're talking about this great book that they wrote, Everything You Ever Wanted to Know About Pregnancy, but were too afraid or embarrassed to ask. We have the doctors Idris and Jamil Abdur Rahman here today, and really the book is by Dr. Idris Abdur Rahman with contributions by Jamil.
Yeah.
Good morning. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us.
And I was telling everyone there's a book that's very famous, What to Expect When Expecting, that a lot of women, when they get pregnant, that's a gift everyone gets. But you all decided to write a new book.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the difference with this book that you all wrote?
We're going to take it to the next level. So what to expect, what to expect when you're expecting. I mean, it gives you all the basic information. But, you know, when I'm in the office with patients day after day, they ask those questions that they only ask when the door is closed and nobody's listening, you know? And so that's what I wanted to talk about, those questions that people really want to know, but nobody wants to ask, you know? There's a lot of stuff. I mean, pregnancy is a beautiful thing. Babies are beautiful. They're great. But there's a lot of stuff that happens to your body that, you know, not everybody wants to talk about. So that's what this was designed to tell you.
And both you doctors are OB-GYNs, correct? In Chicago.
Yes.
And we've, you know, when you see them, you've seen them on the Doctor Show. You also did Amazing Race.
Yeah.
So you're not just about medicine.
No, clearly we can't swim. We saw the Amazing Race.
Yeah,
That's all right.
We tell people we're the not so amazing racers. Black people are allergic to water, so they put us in water. That was it.
That was it.
That was it.
Y'all were eliminated from there, huh?
Elimination.
Okay, y'all came up in Chicago?
Yes.
What kind of background do you have? Was your family into medicine, or how this happened?
We got an uncle who was a doctor, but that's it. That's it. Nobody else.
Yeah, mom raised us basically single mom since we were 3, since we were 3. But yeah, they just worked a regular job, no idea medicine.
And so you guys are a success story out of Chicago.
Yeah.
Well,
Nobody
I like
tells
to think
success
so.
stories out of Chicago.
Right,
But
like
there
they
are
exist.
some.
Yeah,
There are
but then
some.
we got right here, man.
Yeah.
All right. So Kelly, I won't ever bear a child.
Right.
We can work on that.
Never say never.
So what
No, I wouldn't do it.
What interests me was in the news most recently, the actress Brigitte Nelson was 54 who had a baby.
Yeah.
We have the amazing Janet Jackson who was 50, and a lot of celebrities and the people that I know that are over the age of 40 having babies. And you hear the age when you get 30 or your eggs are drying up, and it's a lot of women who are rushing to get babies.
Right.
But now it's showing that women over 40 are having babies. And I love this book because you break a lot of things down.
Yeah, I mean, you can. So this is the thing. So, I mean, once you hit 35 and definitely once you hit 40, your fertility does decrease a bit, but you never say never. I know people 45, 47, 48 to get pregnant naturally. Now, some folks when they're in their 50s, I know some folks like, I don't want to hear that. But some folks when they're in their 50s and they're getting pregnant, it could be that they had their eggs preserved when they were younger, or they could be using donor eggs, but it's probably once you hit 50, 52, 54, it's probably not, a spontaneous pregnancy.
Yeah, but up until 50, 51, you can get pregnant.
Yeah.
You up until 50. My mother
50,
worked
yeah.
in the medical field as well. Always said it depends on how you take care of yourself, your diet. And is that what it is?
Diet plays a big role. I mean, what people don't realize is the root of most diseases and the root of most bad things that happen with our body, it's inflammation. And your diet controls inflammation. And so if you have a healthy diet, you're not eating a lot of the sugars, you're avoiding the fats, you're taking your multivitamins, you're exercising, you have less inflammation, and your fertility can go well into your 50s.
What kind of things happen to women like when they get pregnant? Because I swear, I've had a daughter, and I feel like her mother's hearing became bionic. And so she could. I didn't even whisper. She could hear what I was thinking at that time.
But then it flips up. Now I've got 5 kids. My oldest is 19. My youngest is 4. And my wife, like literally, you think she was deaf. It's like they're like, mom. They have to call her first name like Nikia, and then she's like, what? So it kind of flips on you.
But you know what happens? What's amazing with the body is your blood flow increases to every organ when you're pregnant.
Okay.
And so your ears, your eyes, everything. And so, yeah, I mean, they become like bionic women, like you said. I mean, they can hear stuff, see stuff, smell stuff, sense stuff.
The hair grows, right?
The hair grows, the
Yeah.
nails grow, everything grows. Yeah,
And then what about the discoloration? Do women change colors when they're pregnant?
They actually do.
So, I mean, it's like that pregnancy hormone actually stimulates another hormone that makes you darker. So like the face can get darker, that line on your belly, the nipples, everything gets darker. Yeah.
What is that line on your belly?
It's called the linea alba. And so we make this hormone called MSH when you're pregnant. Basically it's the hormone that makes you get tan when you go out in the sun. And so any part of your body that's dark gets darker. So then, like you said, the nipples, that line, people will get marks on their cheeks, the skin on the back of the neck.
Oh, so we already have the line.
We already
just
have it.
don't really see it.
You don't see it. Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Man, we got a caller right now. Anybody who's trying to have a baby, if the conception has been hard or difficult for you, call us. If you want to have a baby, young or older, give us a call. We got some experts in here. Jason, you trying to have a baby?
Have a baby,
Hey, what's up, Soy?
What up, man? How you doing? Jason in Illinois. What up, bro?
Good morning.
JJ.
Hey, man, good morning. Hey, my wife and I just had a baby like 15 months ago, and these are the two doctors, one of the two doctors that helped us out. I'm not sure which one it is because they twins. And I just jumped in the car, man. I was so excited. I was like, man, that voice sounds so familiar. And I didn't even know that they wrote a book, man. So I'm going to have to go get this book.
Hey,
But
let me
one
ask
thing
you
I wanted
this.
to share-
Did
one
it turn
thing I
out
wanted
well
to
or
say
not
is-
good? Was it good or not good?
Well, what was good?
Everything went well?
Then it was Dr. J.
No, it was
Everything went great.
Okay, then it was me. It was me.
Everything
It was Dr. I. I had to be sure. Okay. No, sorry,
So
go
you
ahead. What were we going to
So
say?
You got
it was out of
Dr.
Greenleaf. We were seeing you in Greenleaf and Gurnee.
Okay.
So yeah, man. But when we had the baby, like the scary part that I wanted to share with people that like I never seen is when she delivered the baby and she was shaking on the table, like that was like the most scariest thing I ever seen in my life, man. Like just watching my wife laying on that table, just shaking. And I was like, man, what's going on? And I was like, man, this is natural. Like this is part of what happened. It kind of deterred me from wanting to have another baby, but. They let me know that this is what happens, you know. So I just want to thank. I don't know which one it is, but I want to thank both of y'all because to have a black doctor like walking us through the procedures and stuff and explaining everything was like so amazing, and I really thank you all, man.
Wow,
appreciate
that's great.
it. Thank
That's
you,
great,
man.
man.
Our pleasure.
We got Dr. I and Dr. J that are here, right?
You know, doctors.
Wait, hold on. And the book is called Everything You Ever Wanted to Know About Pregnancy, but Were Too Afraid or Embarrassed to Ask. I want to say this a lot because I want people to go online. Where can they find it?
They can find it on Amazon.
On Amazon. And how can they reach you guys through social media?
Our handle is Twin Doctors TV for Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You send us questions, DMs, we'll get back to you.
Your handle is what?
At Twin Doctors TV. Twin Doctors TV.
Twin Doctors TV?
Yeah. He came up with that, don't ask me.
Oh, okay.
He came up with that one.
We had a YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, word? You guys trying to be famous?
You know, doctors, Serena Williams was very vocal about her pregnancy, and a lot of women talk about postpartum.
Yeah.
What do you have to? What women, your patients, what do they discuss, and how do you prep them for after they have the baby?
Well, what we tell people is, I mean, pregnancy is an experience in and of itself, but postpartum is really an experience because, like the caller that just called, what happens is as soon as you deliver, those hormones start to fluctuate and crash, and you get that shaking that he was talking about, and that's just the beginning. From there, you see a lot of, I shouldn't say a lot, but you frequently see mood disturbances, a lot of physical changes that people are shocked by, and so we tell them, expect that it's going to be a process. Be comfortable talking to us about it. Be comfortable sharing your concerns with us because a lot of times, especially after people have had kids, everybody's looking at them like this is a joyous time. You should be happy, you know. And anytime they have any concerns or anything that's bothering them, they hesitate to talk about it because I think people are going to look at them like, you should be happy. What's the problem?
And that's what I want to say. That's kind of why we wrote the book as well, because my wife and I, we had kids young, and so nobody around us had kids. And so when you're going through hard times, you're like, something's wrong with us, you know? And I just wanted to break it down. Like, it's a great thing, but it's hard work. It is hard work. And so you're going to experience some postpartum depression. That's normal, but just talk to your doctor, talk to your family.
Does this make you kind of believe in the story of Adam and Eve? Because allegedly, according to the Bible, the punishment for Eve was that childbearing was going to be wild as hell.
Well, okay.
Did they use the word hell in the Bible? Did they describe it?
My interpretation. You know, there's
okay,
many.
Okay.
Well, you know what? I mean, childbirth is no joke. So it very well could support it. It's no joke. I mean, I tell you, like, I have the utmost respect for mothers. I mean, I truly do. It is a process from start to finish.
Yeah.
It is no joke.
And I always thought it might be weird having like an OBGYN that's a guy, but you guys make me feel so comfortable.
Well, you know what? I mean, if you relate well to people, honestly, you connect on a level, and a lot of patients say that. But when you're cool with them, when you talk to them, when you empathize with them, the connection's there.
It's going to be uncomfortable no matter what. You know, once we hit, I'm past 40, men, we got to get those kind of internal exams too. Whether it's a guy doing it or a lady doing it, it's still no fun. You don't like anybody, you know. So it's going to be uncomfortable no matter what. You got to make that connection.
All right, cool. We got Quita on the line from Pennsylvania. What's up, Quita?
Good morning.
Hey, how are you?
Doing great. You have a question for the doctors?
Yeah, this is so crazy. I'm telling you, I just left the fertility specialist and I turned on the radio. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So I was just diagnosed with PCOS. I'm sure he knows what that is.
What is
I was wondering
PCOS? Wait, before you go, what is PCOS?
Polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Yeah. So
What is that?
So it's a condition basically where you get these little tiny cysts on the ovaries, and so you overproduce some hormones, underproduce some hormones. You have a higher risk of infertility, diabetes, things like that.
But you don't ovulate, so that's the reason you have a lot of infertility.
Right.
Okay, go ahead, Quita.
yeah, so I've been trying to have a baby for I want to say almost a year now, probably like about 10 months. Nothing's been happening. So I, went to a fertility specialist and they found, told me that I have PCOS. So I was wondering if I should go through with fertility help or just like trust in God and just do it the natural way, like eat healthier, work out, or what do you recommend?
I would say C. Always trust in God, but I would definitely see a fertility specialist. This is the thing. You want to make sure that your doctor did a full workup. So it could be PCOS, but there are other things that are going on as well. So make sure that they check to see if your tubes are open. But if it's just PCOS, I would see a fertility specialist. The good thing about PCOS is there are a lot of medications you can take. You start to ovulate right away, and bam, you can get pregnant.
That being said, though, you hit on a good point. Diet is important. Again, if you're doing a lot of whole grains, avoiding the fried foods, the sugary foods, that decreases inflammation. That can help with fertility. And then they did a study that showed that if you lose just 5% of your body weight with PCOS, a lot of times you'll start to spontaneously ovulate. So fertility specialists, yeah, but losing weight, healthy diet, that can do the trick as well.
And trust in God.
And trust in God. And Quita, get the book, Everything You Ever Wanted to Know About Pregnancy but Were Too Afraid or Embarrassed to Ask, okay? Go online today and get it. All right, thank you. And since we're talking about weight loss, because I heard you mention that, right?
Yeah.
Dieting. Kay's on the line, and she has a question about fertility and losing weight. Kay, good morning.
Hi, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So I'm 29. I don't have any kids. So I'm starting to have that baby fever, and so I knew weight was like an issue with fertility. So I recently had weight loss surgery in February, and I've lost like 90 pounds.
Oh, wow.
So like, what's the increase of the fertility once you lose weight? Is it solely because you're overweight and you're having an issue, or is it just as you lose weight you become more fertile?
I mean, the weight plays a big role because what ends up happening is fat tissue in both men and women produces the type of estrogen called estrone, and that estrone stops your ovaries from functioning. And so when you stop producing that estrone, those ovaries kick into gear. And we see it a lot where women will get gastric bypass surgery and their fertility picks up like that. So a lot of times that is the biggest obstacle. And once you lose that weight, in fact, a lot of weight loss doctors tell women get on birth control for a year or two because they know their fertility is going to pop, and they don't want them getting pregnant before they've lost the weight that they want them to lose. So it comes very quickly.
Okay, Kay, thank you for your call, and get the book, Kay. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Jermaine in Orlando. Good morning, Jermaine. How you doing?
Good morning.
All right, how y'all doing?
Doing great. What's your question?
What up?
Oh, man, I just been trying to have a kid for like a while. I've been to a bunch of specialists, but it's like I can never get the answer that I want. I even when I had surgery done and it still didn't increase my sperm count. And it's not me. I mean, it's not my wife with the problem. It's me with the problem. And I just want to see if there's any other options instead of doing IVF because it's so expensive here to do IVF.
Well, so there are a few options, and I don't know what you've already tried, but there's actually a medication called Lupron that they can give you. It's a shot. It's kind of expensive. It's like $1,000 for each shot, but it's still less than IVF, and that will increase your sperm count, so that's definitely an option. Some things you can get over the counter, like CoQ10, that reduces inflammation, like Dr. J was talking about. That increases sperm count. Also, but if none of those things work, you have to go kind of that surgical route, they can do something called ICSI, which is where they take the sperm and put it with the egg, and then they put that in the uterus. So it's not as expensive as IVF as well. So those are some things to consider. But if they haven't given you that shot, try the shot Lupron.
Hey, Jermaine, and do me a favor. Hit these guys up directly. If any of you guys hit them on their social media and mention Sway in the Morning, they promise to respond.
Absolutely. We will.
You ask them any question, they will answer. Hit them up at
Twin Doctors TV.
Twin Doctors TV. All right.
We're going to be moguls one day, man.
Pammy in Dallas. Go ahead, Pammy.
Pammy.
Hey, everybody. I want to say thank you for all the great information and all the good work you all are doing. Thank you so much. Hey, Heather B. I was calling to ask the doctors if you have any advice. If your mate has had a vasectomy, what do you recommend for being able to get pregnant? Do you have to get a reversal, or can you harvest some of the sperm, or what do you guys do?
They can do a reversal, and honestly, that's probably the easiest approach. But if they don't, they can also, pretty much like you said, harvest the sperm. But that involves literally taking a needle and taking it out of the testicles. Yeah. So you got
All
really
the guys in here just
That ain't
grimace, yo.
adopt, right? But the reversal oftentimes is successful, and it's a lot simpler and a lot cheaper, to be honest with you.
Okay, Pammy, I hope that answers some questions. Did it?
And get the book.
Yeah, thank you. Just what are the percentages? Like, do you have any kind of an estimation how well it works?
The reversal is like 70 to 80%. Yeah, I was going to say 70 to 80% successful. So with the reversal, 75% chance that it'll work.
Thank you, Pammy. Hit them up directly. You have any more questions? This is the last question. Brittany, go ahead.
Hey, Britt.
Hi, yeah. I was wondering if in your book you guys talk about postpartum. I went and met postpartum, and I told my doctor, and I would tell family, and nobody did anything. I eventually searched and found it on my own and found God.
Let me tell you. So I'm not trying to be funny. The book is 540 pages. So we're actually writing a second one called Everything You Wanted to Know About Postpartum. So that's coming. But that's the thing. Unfortunately, women, a lot of people just don't listen to women when they say that they're depressed. They're like, oh, it's the baby blues, or, everybody's depressed. It's kind of part of being a mommy. But it is huge. And postpartum depression can actually lead to psychosis, where people literally kind of lose their mind and become suicidal or homicidal. So it is a huge thing. It's something that is under talked about, unfortunately. But you know what? If you talk to your doctor and he or she does not respond, you need to find another doctor, because that is something that is very important. It needs to be addressed, and more people need to be aware of it. So I'm glad you brought that question up. That's actually really important.
And then make sure to get the book, the next book. But right now, Brittany, make sure to pick up everything you ever wanted to know about pregnancy, but were too afraid to ask. And to everybody else on the lines, you got a lot of callers. Hit them up directly at Twin Doctors TV. I'm talking Dre from San Bernardino, Robert in Austin, Nick in Maryland, Sam in Colorado, Mark in South Texas, and a lot of men are calling. So I want to thank you guys for coming by.
Yeah, I want to thank you, and I want to thank Dr. Renee Matthews she's been trying to get you up here, and I'm so glad, because there's a lot of citizens who are interested in this. So I wish you were in New York. I love the talk.
Hey,
it's a short flight. Let me know.
Anytime.
They're in Chicago too. Chicago.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you for coming. You can reach them at twindoctorstv.com. Get the book, Everything You Ever Wanted to Know About Pregnancy, but you were too afraid to ask. I'm Kelly Kinkade. You can reach me on all socials, Kelly Kinkade, KELLY KINKAID. Thank you, Sway.
All right. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, doctors. And then up next, man, if you're a big fan of Power, you're going to be a big fan of our next guest, Omari Hardwick, a.k.a. Ghost, is coming up next. You want to talk with him, 888-742-3345.